This is Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC 6 News at 5.
Tonight on ABC 6 News at 5, a deadly early morning crash in New Bedford, what we know so far.
Plus, right in time for winter, Breeze Airways announcing new Florida destinations from TF Green Airport. And
an alarming problem among students in Rhode Island, how education leaders are working to solve chronic absenteeism. We'll get to those stories in just a few moments, but first tonight at 5 o'clock, two RISD students in court today. They're accused of vandalizing the headquarters of Textron early Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm John DeLuca. And I'm Tiffany Murphy. Textron is a defense technology company whose products are used by the Israeli Defense Force. ABC 6 News reporter Daniel Coates has the story.
Well, guys, we were in court this morning here in Providence. What we heard was the story of two Rhode Island School of Design students allegedly responsible for the red spray paint remnants you can see around the Textron sign here in downtown Providence.
Finch Bryant and Maggie Wang appeared in Providence District Court. The Rhode Island School of Design students both facing vandalism charges, accused of painting, quote, "kills kids" underneath the Textron sign on Westminster Street.
Detectives observed a free Gaza in the red spray paint along with the phrase "kill kids" sprayed in red under the Textron sign.
While both pled not guilty, investigators say they used local surveillance to identify the two early Wednesday morning, leaving the scene in a green Jeep belonging to Bryant and arriving back on RISD's campus.
Through surveillance video and footage, it is observed that they both then respond to the RISD location area and identified a second subject as a Maggie Wang, both holding a red spray paint can and a stencil with red spray paint residue around the stencils.
This just the latest pro-Palestine vandalism incident in Providence. Textron, a supporter of Israeli defenses in the war against Hamas, and supporters of the two students left court Thursday with a message.
Joan Gallo.
Outside court, those same supporters and Finch Bryant were quiet.
Folks, do you have any statement about what happened up there?
No comment.
No comment?
No comment.
What do you guys have to say about what happened on Westminster Street?
No comment.
No comment? Do you justify what happened?
No comment. We really appreciate you passing by. Have a nice one.
The two were held on $1,000 personal recognizance. Rhode Island School of Design released a statement saying they don't condone any unlawful behavior. The students returning to campus tight-lipped.
What about the people who work in that business?
No comments.
Do you think that it justified what happened?
Again, no comments.
And both those RISD students are expected back in court on November 15th for a pre-trial hearing. Stick with ABC 6 on air and online for continued coverage. For now in Providence, I'm Daniel Coates, ABC 6 News.
Now to some of the local stories we're following for you on this Thursday afternoon. A deadly crash early this morning in New Bedford happened right on Route 140 north at Brayley Road. According to the Massachusetts State Police, the driver of a pickup truck was speeding at 4:15 this morning when the vehicle hit a guardrail and went airborne. They don't believe the driver was wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. The victim's name is not being released at this point. Well, gemstones and jewelry were reportedly stolen from a car in Smithfield last night at the Days Marketplace. According to police, someone reported gemstones and jewelry being stolen. They are not releasing the estimated value of those items. If you know anything about it, Smithfield police want to hear from you.
Turning to an ABC 6 News follow-up at 5 o'clock. Governor Dan McKee responding to the public today after multiple requests for comment on his decision to fire staff member Miguel Sanchez for his public comments on the Israel-Hamas war. Governor McKee saying the decision came after he believed his office was straying away from the important issues in the Ocean State.
When we have to spend time talking about things that are not directly related to the work, the important work that we have to do, then it becomes a situation where you have to kind of make a choice. Do you spend all your time talking about things that are, not important, or do you spend all your time working on things?
What is it about?
When asked if people in his office are allowed to have different opinions on situations like the war in the Middle East, Governor McKee said, "Of course they do." Let's get a check of our forecast. Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Banson joins us live in the Weather Center. All in all, a pretty nice fall day.
It was after a cold start, yes. Sun came out. Sun was plentiful today. No clouds, and it helped warm us up to the upper 40s this afternoon. So about the same high temperature as yesterday, but again, we had clouds, rain yesterday, today full sunshine, and it felt rather nice after waking up to this. 29 in Providence, first freeze of the season, 24 up in Smithfield at the airport. You go down to South County too, it was pretty chilly and westerly. Again, westerly, of course, more of a coastal community than anything, but the airport is a little bit further inland, a little sandy soil down there. Can get some good cooling as well. So well below freezing there. Newport got to freezing. Even other shore communities like Falmouth, New Bedford, Hyannis, all really dropping down to freezing pretty far south. The only places where we did not get freezing immediately at the Cape, places surrounded by water, like Provincetown, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, and of course, Block Island as well. We warmed up again to near 50 today, not quite, about 45 to 49, the range for everybody. It is a beautiful evening, though. The sun's starting to go down now. 45 degrees at TF Green, winds west at 12 miles per hour. That is causing a little bit of a wind chill factor. We've got a feels like temperature of 39 degrees right now, so certainly need to bundle up out there. Another cold night regardless of wind or no wind. The winds actually will go calm, so less of a wind chill factor for the overnight, but you don't need one with temperatures down into the 30s like that. Starlit skies tonight. Another sunny day coming up for your Friday, and the weekend looks to be, stop me if you've heard this before. You probably don't remember the last time I said this. The weekend, both days are looking dry and also a little bit milder as well, as we have a little mini warming trend in the cards here. Wet weather not going to return until next week. We will time it all out for you. Got the 7-day forecast coming up. But guys, let's send it back to you.
We're excited. Thanks, Jeff. A traffic alert you should be aware of right now at 5 o'clock. A reminder that beginning tomorrow night, November 3rd, RIDOT will begin the process of sliding in a new bridge deck for Route 37 eastbound over the Patuxent River near the Pontiac Avenue exit in Cranston. That operation is going to require a complete closure of Route 37 east between 295 and 95. It lasts through Monday. Additionally, ramps connecting 295, Route 2, and Pontiac Ave with Route 37 eastbound will be closed the whole weekend. The department's rapid approach to bridge construction saves drivers up to 2 years.
Well, Breeze Airways has new flights out of TF Green Airport. Now, there will be 2 new flights to Florida from Green. These are nonstop flights to Vero Beach in Jacksonville. Service to and from Vero Beach is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. For Jacksonville, it's Mondays and Fridays.
We bring back Savannah in February and LAX nonstop in May. Providence became a base for Breeze in the spring, and we're now at 15 destinations through the year, seasonal and nonstop. So it's been amazing.
Fares are available at a discount until February 7th, 2024. Now to our focus on our schools at 5 o'clock. Chronic absenteeism is a growing problem in some schools around the state. Well, today at an elementary school in North Providence, we heard from education officials and their plan to get students to consistently show up. ABC 6 News reporter Yanni Tregelis has that story.
Rhode Island has seen a drop in almost 8,000 chronically absent students in the past school year, according to RIDE data. But the number of students still consistently missing school is far higher than it was pre-pandemic. So now a new initiative from RIDE and the governor's office is to get the number of students missing school down and test scores up.
If this part of a community or town has more chronic absenteeism than the other, that's new.
Okay.
And then looking at it by race, ethnicity, where they live, and then outcomes. That is also new, because we're trying to make sure that parents understand that if their kid is not in school, they can't learn.
Those are some of the ways Governor Dan McKee and RIDE are trying to fight chronic absenteeism in school by putting out these real-time attendance dashboards that officials are hoping can spark a conversation in schools, communities, and neighborhoods to raise attendance and get students in the classroom consistently. According to RIDE, chronically absent is defined as missing 18 days in a school year. That's almost an entire month of school.
Attendance is not just about academic progress. It also plays a significant role in the social development of our children.
In the 2022 to 23 school year, 38,892 students hit that mark in Rhode Island. And while that's down almost 8,000 from 2021's more than 46,000 students chronically absent, it's still far higher than 2019's number of 25,976. And at Stephen Olney Elementary School in North Providence, the students there have been among the best in the state at attending school, and that's reflected in their test scores, ranking above average in the state. To further push the initiative, Mayor Charles Lombardi with a message to parents to send their kids to school.
Children chronically absent in kindergarten and first grade are less likely to read on grade level. And also, 85% of all high school dropouts were chronically absent students.
In North Providence, Yanni Tregellis, ABC 6 News.
Still to come on ABC 6 News at 5 with the dropping temperatures. A reminder to get your car ready for winter. The 3 things AAA says you should keep in your vehicle.
And should neck guards be a requirement in hockey? Tonight we're hearing from the coach over at Providence College following the tragic death of a former NHL player on the ice. You're watching ABC 6, Southern New England's trusted news source.